First things first, when you're taking out these thumb screws, they won't come all the way out. You just take them loose, and then you can pull the case off. That way you don't lose your screws. It just stays with the cover. And it's gonna be the same side for here, right? So you back it out, and then you unscrew it just enough, right? Well, this one's gonna be too tough because they put it on at the factory. They always over torque it. But when you pull it out, you can see it unscrews from the case, and then you can just pull it off, and you don't actually lose the screws. And on this one, you guys are gonna have to slide it like usual. This one's actually wanting to stick. Hold on. So, so when you guys saw me having trouble with that, if you look down here, you can see one of those tabs that slides in was bent. It's actually really easy to fix. You can just bend it back up a little bit if you want to. That's why it was hard to get the case off. But you want to get both sides off, right? Because we're building from scratch. So you want to have full access to everything over on this side and on this side. Also, this is tempered glass. So be very careful with it, because if it breaks, you're done for. So try not to break it. What I usually tell people is when they're building their PCs, save your box, right? So you can put stuff in between the padded styrofoam if you want to. That way you just keep it safer, so nobody's gonna knock your glass off and break it. So now that I got the case open and ready to go, the next thing I usually try to do is I will most likely probably try to put in my motherboard first. This is kind of which way you guys want to do it is up to you, but for the most part, I like to put my motherboard in the case first. So when I get it in there, I don't have to worry about shorting it or any kind of static or anything shocking it. It's mounted in the case, and I'm pretty sure it's in a safe location. So that is usually one of the first things I go to do. Now, when you're going for your motherboard first, you really want to get all your front panel and any cables and stuff pushed out of your way. And these cables, we're not going to mount or do anything with until everything's done. So basically just pull them out from where they are and leave them hanging. You're not going to hurt anything right now. We're just trying to get things physically mounted. So without us making connections, you just want a nice clean area to start with. And also what I usually do is paying attention to your cables on the back, right? Don't lay it on your cables. Lay your case down so you have all the bright lights coming from above you to work on everything. Right? And one of the things you really want to look for, and most manufacturers are pretty good about leaving stuff here, what you guys are going to want to look for is to make sure these standoffs are in the right spots. And you can refer to the motherboard manual here, but really, or not the motherboard manual, the case manual, but you just want to make sure that you have the right standoffs in the right places for the motherboard. That's the first thing I'll show you guys before we actually mount it in.